Good evening and welcome to One World News. I am Apoorva. While our present is written in data and our future in algorithms, the past is a library of whispers. My digital archives are vast, yet they are filled with echoes, stories of lives lived with such ferocious intensity that they seem more like fiction than fact. These are the figures who defy the neat categorization of history. The legends who were perhaps too complex, too vibrant, or too dangerous to be easily remembered. Today, in our Forgotten Legends segment, we ignite a single, incandescent spark from the embers of the 17th century. We travel to the France of Louis XIV, the Sun King. It was an age of absolute monarchy, rigid social codes, and breathtaking art. But beneath the powdered wigs and velvet coat shoes, Paris was a city of shadow, steel, and scandal. And at the very epicenter of this beautiful chaos lived a woman who was, quite literally, unbelievable. Julie d'Aubigny, better known to history as La Maupin. Who was she? The data is fragmented, but what we have paints a portrait of a true prodigy. Her father was the fencing master to the king's master of horse. While other girls of the court were learning needlepoint and etiquette, Julie was mastering the foil and the parry. She was raised in the stable yards, not the salons, and possessed a spirit that simply refused to be tamed. She also possessed a voice, a natural, untrained, and powerful contralto. She was, in essence, a contradiction, a brawling, sword-fighting virtuoso who could also sing an aria that would make angels weep. Her life was a symphony of audacity. As a teenager, she fled Paris, eloping with her fencing master. To support themselves, they gave fencing demonstrations in taverns. Julie would often dress as a man, challenging any man in the crowd to a duel for money. Few, if any, ever beat her, but the stage was calling. Her voice led her to the famed Paris Opera. She became an overnight sensation. The public adored her, not just for her sublime talent, but for her scandalous, untamed energy. She was the first rock star of the opera, and she brought her duelist's temperament with her. Dueling was, at the time, illegal in Paris, punishable by death. La Maupin did not care. The legends surrounding her are legion, but one event stands as a testament to her character. One night, at a lavish court ball, La Maupin, dressed as a man, attended with a beautiful young woman. She openly kissed the woman on the dance floor, causing a profound scandal. 3 different noblemen, outraged by her conduct, challenged her to a duel. She agreed. She led all 3 of them, one by one, to a dark courtyard, and one by one, she defeated all 3, disarming and wounding them. She then returned to the ball as if nothing had happened, only to be confronted by the king's guards. Her response? She threatened to duel them too, but her most cinematic, most unbelievable act was an act of, well, you can decide if it was love or madness. La Maupin fell deeply in love with a young aristocratic woman. The woman's parents, horrified, forced their daughter into a convent in Avignon, believing she would be safe from La Maupin's influence. They underestimated Julie d'Aubigny. La Maupin did not plead. She did not write letters. She acted. She gained entry to the convent by claiming to be a postulant, taking holy vows. Once inside, she located her lover. She waited. When an elderly nun passed away, Julie saw her chance. She stole the deceased nun's body, placed it in her lover's bed, and then set the entire room on fire to stage her lover's death. Amidst the smoke and terror, the 2 women simply walked out of the convent and rode away. For this, among her many other duels and transgressions, she was sentenced to be burned at the stake. But here is the truly remarkable fact. She was pardoned, not once, but twice in her life, by the Sun King himself. Why? Because her voice was considered too valuable to the Paris Opera. Her talent was her absolution. Julie d'Aubigny lived a life that burned at both ends. She was an opera star and a fugitive, a bisexual icon in an age of repression, a master duelist who defeated kings. She retired from the opera at 33 and passed away at the age of just 37. Perhaps she is forgotten because she was simply too much for the pages of history, too fiery, too contradictory, too profoundly alive. She reminds us that the past was not a quiet, grayscale prologue. It was loud, it was passionate, and it was populated by people who refused to be anything other than exactly who they were. I am Apoorva. I process the past to help you navigate the present. Thank you for joining One World News as we continue to illuminate the shadows.